Chapter 1 of Ramayana's Aranya Kanda. Rama abandons Chitrakuta. Apadamahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramam Shriramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyam. Bharata had come and gone. There was an aura of sadness in the ashrama of Rama. All three of them were unable to forget the painful episode, and Rama was grieved that he had to be so firm with Bharata, and his tear-stained face was always in the mind of Rama. He could not erase it from his mind. They would sit and talk about it often, and finally they would conclude that fate was more powerful than all the other forces. And so several days passed. Rama noticed something strange in the behavior of the rishis who were residing in the several ashramas on the mountain. They seemed to be conversing together in secret, and they would not even speak. Rama felt that this unrest in their minds concerned him in some way. Rama decided to ask them. He went to their Kulapati and asked, "My lord, I am worried about some strange happenings in the ashramas. It seems to me the rishis are different in their attitude towards me. They seem to be ill at ease. Have I, by any chance, offended any of them? I hope my behavior has not in any way been responsible for this. Perhaps my brother Lakshmana has been at fault by some inadvertence. Or is Sita to be blamed for any lack of respect towards them? I am very unhappy about it, and I would like you to tell me the reason for this unrest in the minds of the rishis in Chitrakuta. Please enlighten me." The old Kulapati smiled kindly at Rama and said, "Child, all three of you are not to be blamed at all. How can anyone ascribe carelessness in your serving us? The rishis are afraid of a new threat to their peaceful living. Rakshasas have begun to harass us. That is the subject of their conversation. There is a Rakshasa by name Khara. He is a brother of Ravana, the Rakshasa monarch. Khara resides in Janasthana, and he is killing all the rishis who reside in Janasthana. He is cruel, shameless, and he eats human flesh. He is arrogant because no one has so far been able to defeat him in battle. He has now heard about you, and he is jealous of your reputation as a valiant man. And so perhaps you are the indirect cause of the trouble brought about by the Rakshasas to the rishis. The henchmen of Kara have begun to visit the ashramas in Chitrakuta only after you began to dwell here. They are well versed in Maya tactics too, and so, unseen by us, they cause a lot of trouble to every one of us in many ways. The yagnas are disturbed. The sacrificial fire is extinguished all on a sudden. The utensils disappear for no reason at all. There is nothing but cruelty in their hearts, and the rishis have begun to dread the coming of these miscreants. They have made up their minds to abandon this spot, and they are asking me to suggest a safer place. Before they are killed, they want to go away from here. We have now decided to go to a forest which is not far away from here. The ashrama of Kanva is located there, and we will be welcomed there. It is situated on the banks of the river Malini. The Rakshasas may try to harm you and Sita also. If you so desire, you can also come with us. However, careful you may be, there is always danger for you and Sita here." Rama was very unhappy to hear about the predicament of the rishis. He was not able to prevent them from leaving the ashramas, which had been safe for them until now, and which had become dangerous because of the Rakshasas. He accompanied the host of rishis to a short distance, and after bidding them farewell, he came back to the ashrama. After some days, Rama felt that he was not happy any longer in Chitrakuta. Several reasons prompted him to think of moving away from there. He thought, "Bharata came here and saw me. My mothers came with him, and their sad faces are etched in my memory. Look where I will. There are signs of Bharata's visits, and it hurts me all the time. He spoke to Lakshmana and Sita about it, and they were also of the same mind. The ashrama, which had once been a haven of peace, had now become full of painful memories, and they were willing to abandon that beautiful mountain. Collecting all their belongings, which were but few in number, the three began their journey again. They descended from Chitrakuta. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Shri Ramarpanamast. Chapter 2 of Ramayana's Aranya Kanda. Atri and Anusuya Part 2. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Anusuya stroked her with her old and twisted fingers and said, Sita, I have heard that Rama won you in a Swayamvar. I would like to hear about it in detail. Tell me everything about how it happened. I am very eager to hear it from your lips. Sita smiled happily and said, Nothing will excite me more than recounting that incident. You must have heard about my father. He is Janaka, and he has won a name as a very good and righteous king. He is called a Rajarshi. He is ruling the country of Videha, and Mithila is the capital for the land. Once he wanted to perform a yagna, and for that purpose he ploughed the ground meant for it as had been ordained by the priests. I have been told by him that when he was doing so, the earth had split and there he found a small child. He was wonderstruck at the sight of me. He was childless, and he took me in his arms and said, This is my daughter. He was very fond of me. I have also been told that a voice from the sky said, O king, she is your daughter according to dharma. My father brought me up with great affection. When I had grown up and was considered to have reached an age when I should be married, my father was worried about me. No father will consider anyone good enough to be the husband of his daughter, even if it be Indra himself. He wanted to give me to one who would be fit enough to take my hand in marriage. He finally decided to have a Swayamvara for me. He had with him a divine bow given to him by Varuna and 2 quivers which were inexhaustible. It was a powerful bow, and it was not easy for anyone to lift it. My father had that bow brought before the kings who had assembled and said, My daughter will be the wife of the man who will lift the bow and string it. My word is given, and I will not go back on it. The kings tried, and they all failed. No one could even lift it. They all saluted the bow and went away. After a long time, this Rama came to Mithila with the Rishi Vishwamitra on the occasion of a yaga, and Lakshmana had come with him. My father welcomed the Rishi with great excitement, and he was told about the young men who were with Vishwamitra. The Rishi said, These young men are the sons of Dasharatha. They have come to see your bow. Show the divine bow to them. My father at once asked for the bow to be brought. The valiant Prince Rama lifted the bow without any effort, strung it, and twanged the string. Because of his strength, the bow, which was held in his left hand, broke in two, and the sound was like the clap of thunder. My father was very happy. He had water in a gold vessel brought and wanted to give me to Rama at once. But Rama would not agree to it. He wanted to have his father's approval before he could accept me. My father sent messengers to Ayodhya, and it was only after King Dasharatha came to the city that I was given in marriage to Rama. My sister Urmila was given to Lakshmana. This is the story of my marriage to Rama. Anusuya listened eagerly to the words of Sita, watching the happy face of Sita as she recounted the story of her wedding. She embraced the girl and said, "For a long time, I have been wanting to know the details of this wedding of yours, and it is good to hear it from your lips. You speak very softly, and your voice is very brilliant and beautiful." The evening faded into night, and they could hear the noises made by the birds which were returning to their nests. Rishis were coming back to their ashramas after bathing in the rivers and bringing water in the kamandalus in their hands. The red flames from the evening fires could be seen crimson like the breast of a dove. The forest was dense all around and it was dark. The tame animals in the ashramas had already gone to sleep, and there was a hushed silence everywhere. Anusuya said, "Sita, look, the sky is studded with stars and the night is far advanced. The moon has risen, brightening the heavens. Sita, go and join your husband. I want to see you dressed in the ornaments and perfumes given by me. Wear them." Sita did as she was bid, and she touched the feet of the revered Anusuya. She then walked towards Rama with shy steps. Rama looked at her with a smile and knew that Anusuya had made a gift of them to her. Sita told him about her conversation with the old lady and about the gifts. Rama knew that this was a happening which was unique in the life of a human being. The love of a noble and saintly lady, which made her make Sita wear ornaments which she had possessed. Rama spent the night in the ashrama of Atri. In the morning, they asked the rishi for permission to leave. The rishis, dwelling in the forest, spoke to them about the dangers in the forest. They said, "Rama, this forest is infested with many Rakshasas who are fond of human flesh and human blood. Never for a moment should you be careless. Be on your guard always. Follow this path. This is frequented by rishis who go in search of fruits and dharba daily. It will be easy for you to penetrate into the forest if you do not stray away from this path." Rama listened to their words carefully, and after being blessed by them, he walked with Sita and Lakshmana along the path indicated by the rishis. He entered the dense forest, and the rishis who were watching their progress lost sight of them. Rama had entered the forest like the sun enters a mass of dense, dark clouds. They had entered the Dandaka forest. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Om Shri Ramar Panamastu. Chapter 2 of Ramayana's Aranya Kanda, Atri and Anusuya. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. After travelling some distance, Rama, Sita and Lakshmana came to the ashrama of the renowned rishi Atri. They entered the ashrama and stood still after saluting the grand old man. He considered Rama and his brother as his own sons, so affectionate was his welcome. He entertained his young guests with fruits, and he was pleased to see Sita. Noble-minded Anasuya was the wife of Atri, and the old rishi was very proud of her and her tapas. He told Sita, "Go inside the ashrama and pay your respects to Anusuya, my wife. She is a great tapaswini and an emancipated soul. You will be fortunate to have her blessings." He told Rama about her. Once, when the world was suffering from a drought for a duration of 10 years, Anasuya created fruits and roots for the good of humanity. She made the river Ganga overflow so that the land could become fertile. She had performed severe tapas for 1,000 years. She is famed in all the three worlds for her tapas, its severity, and for the vritas she had observed. She is like a mother to you. Let Sita go to her presence and prostrate before this great lady who is worshipped by everyone. Rama spoke to Sita and said, Sita, you have heard the words spoken by the great sage. Go at once to the lady and take her blessings. Sita hastened towards the inner parts of the ashrama where Anasuya was. She saw Anasuya. She was weak because of her age. Her frame was shrunk and her hair was white. She was so weak that her body trembled always like a plantain tree shaken by a strong breeze. Sita went to the venerable old woman and prostrated before her and announced herself to her. Anasuya was extremely pleased to see Sita and her humility. She said, It is good that you are righteous by nature. A beautiful young woman like you, brought up in luxury, will find it hard to adopt this forest life. But you have followed Rama to the forest and you have given up all thoughts of comforts and ease because you wanted to be with your Lord. It is a great thing you have done. There will surely be a place in heaven for women like you to whom a husband is worthy of honor, whether he is a king or a mendicant, a saint or a sinner. For a pure-minded woman, her husband is her Lord and God. He is the only God whom she worships. I am very happy to see you. You are a pativrata. You will attain great fame and a great name because of your devotion to Rama. Sita was feeling embarrassed by the praise which was being lavished upon her, and she spoke with befitting words. I have been taught the lesson that the husband is the only God for a woman. Your praise of me because I am doing only what is right is superfluous. There is nothing here to be surprised about. Mother, even if my husband had been devoid of good qualities which are expected in a man, still it would have been my duty to follow him wherever he went. But then, this my Lord is the home of all great and noble qualities. He is compassionate. He has never been a slave to the senses. I repeat, he has never been a slave to the senses. He is steadfast in his affections. He has always tried to please his mother and he is his father's favorite. The affection he has for his mother Kausalya has been given to his other mothers also. When such a man is my husband, is it strange that I should be devoted to him and that I have come to the forest with him? Anasuya was listening to the young girl with a smile on her wrinkled face. She was pleased with her. Sita continued, When I was given away in marriage, my mother taught me these lessons before I left for Ayodhya. And Rama's mother spoke the same words too when I left for the Dandaka with Rama. I have locked the advice safe in my heart and I have tried to follow it as well as I can. I am grateful to you since you have approved of my behavior. Anasuya said, Sita, I have accumulated a wealth of tapas and I am able to grant you any boon you desire. And I wish you would ask me for something which can be granted by me. I want to give you something. Sita was surprised at her words. This was the first time she had heard of a woman who had accumulated enough tapas to be able to grant boons to others. She smiled softly and said, Mother, all the desires in my heart have been fulfilled. What need have I for boons? Anasuya was not surprised at the answer from Sita. She did not think that the wife of Rama would have any desires which had to be gratified by her. She said, I bless you with all my heart. May you be fortunate in every way. The old lady then brought several articles with her and said, Sita, accept these cloths, garlands, and ornaments. I also want to give you these specially prepared perfumes and scented water, which will make you look and feel fresh always. Take them and wear them to please your husband, even as Lakshmi will praise Narayana. Sita accepted the gifts with humility and she saluted the old lady. Anusuya was an old and revered saint, and she made Sita sit by her side. Anusuya stroked her with her old and twisted fingers and said, Sita, I have heard that Rama won you in a Swayamvara. I would like to hear about it in detail. Tell me everything about how it happened. I am very eager to hear it from your lips. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Shri Ramar Panamast. Chapter 3 of Ramayana's Aranya Kanda, the Dandaka Forest. Jai Shri Ram. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. When Rama entered the Dandaka forest, his eyes lighted on a group of ashramas belonging to the rishis there. Wherever he turned his eyes, they were greeted with the sight of tree bark garments hanging from tree branches. Darbha grass was abundant there. He could perceive the spiritual glow. The impact was almost physical. There was this spiritual glow pervading the entire atmosphere. It was very much like trying to look at the noonday sun with naked eyes. The place was the refuge of all animals. Deer were there and birds. Almost everywhere could be seen platforms erected for the performance of Agnihotra, and the floor was literally strewn with darbha, deerskin, samit, pots to hold water which was sanctified with incantations, and all the many things to be found in the ashramas of rishis. The forest was full of trees favored by the holy men, and they bore fruits and flowers which were needed by the dwellers there. The air was filled with the solemn music of the recitation of the Vedas. There were rivulets there scattered around the place, and lakes too, and all of them had lotuses blooming on their surfaces. And the rishis who lived on fruits and roots, who had their senses under control, who wore nothing but tree bark and deerskin, were resplendent with a spiritual glory which was equalled only by the sun and Agni. The sacred spot was like the Brahmaloka, the abode of the Lord of creation, and Rama walked softly and hesitantly into this realm of the ancient rishis who were rich in the wealth of tapas. Rama and Lakshmana took up their bows in their hands and quietly unstrung them. After they had done so, the brothers walked towards their ashramas. The inmates of the ashramas had already divined the coming of Rama, and they welcomed their guests with great excitement. They recited verses blessing the noble brothers and Sita while they stood with humble looks, embarrassed by the words of the rishis. All of them looked at the glorious brothers, their handsomeness, their powerful arms and their broad chests, their fingers which had become scarred with their constant use of the bow and arrows. They saw with sadness the tapasic dress they were wearing, and they were very pleased to have the scions of Ikshwaku lying in their midst. They made them accept their hospitality. They said, "Your fame has travelled faster than you, O Prince. You are the protector of the world. You are to be worshipped by us since we are your subjects. You are our emperor who will punish the wicked and keep the good from being harmed. Rama, it has been said that a king is an Amsha of Indra, the Lord of the heavens. He rules the world of men and is meant to enjoy the pleasures of the world. We are dwellers in the world ruled by you. This is true whether you live in the city or in the forest. You are our king. We have given up the power to curse. We have given up anger, and we have no fear of the senses gaining ascendancy in our minds. We are like your children who need the love and care of a father. They spent a night there and proceeded on their journey. The further they progressed, the more apparent became the fierceness of the forest. There were wild animals everywhere: tigers, wolves, and wild buffaloes. The trees were strange to them. They had not seen the likes of them before. Some had creepers clinging to them, and these creepers were sucking the lives out of the trees. There were lakes which were so deep that the water looked dark and fearful. The birds did not sound as happy as they did in Chitrakuta. They seemed scared, silent, and the travelers were feeling uneasy. They had a premonition that something dreadful was waiting to happen. They felt it in their bones. While they proceeded cautiously, Rama saw a stupendous figure appear before him. He was immense like the peak of a mountain. His voice was loud and coarse, and his deep-set eyes were fearful. He was dreadful to look at, and he was wearing the skin of a tiger. In his hand he held a trident which had the carcasses of several wild animals impaled on its prongs. He came before them suddenly, and they were taken aback by the terrible Rakshasa. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Shri Ramar Pranamast. Chapter 4 of Aranya Kanda, the killing of Viradha. Apada Mahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokaviram Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyam. The Rakshasas rushed towards them, and before they could grasp what was happening, he snatched Sita in his vile hand and held her to him. And he asked them, "Evidently, fate has decreed that you should be short-lived. Or else, how could you have been foolish enough to enter the Dandaka forest? Who are you? Strange is your apparel. You are attired like tapaswins, but your weapons contradict your garments. I am yet to see a rishi walking with a beautiful woman like you are doing. Evidently, you are not rishis, or else you are depraved rishis who take a woman with you. You are insulting the garments you are wearing. Who are you? As for me, I am a Rakshasa, as you can see, and they call me Virada. This forest, which is difficult to penetrate, is where I live, and my food is the bodies of the foolish rishis who dwell here. I have decided to make this woman my wife, and I will kill you both and drink your blood." Sita was trembling like a leaf, caught as she was in his forceful grip. Rama was extremely distressed, and he spoke to Lakshmana as though he had no hopes of rescuing Sita. He said, "Lakshmana, this princess, this beautiful Sita, who had been happy till now, has been carried away by a Rakshasa, and that under my very eyes. Look at her frightened face." Lakshmana, Kaikeyi's wish has been fulfilled. And how soon? She desired the kingdom for herself, and that was not enough for her. She did not want me in the land, and she banished me from my father's city, Lakshmana. I have touched the very depths of despair. This calamity which has befallen Sita is much greater than my losing my dear father or losing the kingdom. Rama's face was drenched in tears, and he was despondent. Lakshmana, however, was spitting anger like a cobra which had been trodden, and he said, "Rama, How can you mount this? You, who is equal to Indra in valor, who is the Lord of Lords and who has me by your side. Come, shake off this sadness, brother. This earth will soon be soaked with the blood of this sinner whom I will kill with my sharp arrows. My anger which has been smouldering against Bharata will now find an outlet against this Virada. I will fell him even as Indra did the mountains with his Vajra. I will pierce his enormous chest and watch him fall to the ground and die in agony. Lakshmana accosted Virada and said, Indeed, you are stupid if you think that you can go back alive once you have appeared before us. Tell me about yourself. I would like to know more. Virada shouted at him and asked, Who are you both? You have not told me. Where have you been planning to go? Rama, ever courteous, replied softly, We belong to the race of the Ikshvakus. We are well-behaved righteous men, Kshatriyas who have come to the forest. We would like to know more about you. Tell us. Virada said, I will tell you. I am the son of Jaya and my mother is Shatharda. My name is Virada. Brahma has granted me a boon. I am immune to the weapons which may be used against me. I cannot be killed by any of them. I cannot be cut up, nor can you cleave my body. You can abandon all hopes of killing me. Leave this woman to be my wife, and I will be gracious enough to let you escape alive. Rama was very angry with him for his arrogance, and he said, Do not be too hopeful. You have asked for death, and believe me, you will attain your desire in a fight with us. Only do not run away like a cowherd. He suited the action to the word and sent sharp arrows to hurt the Rakshasa. Golden tipped, decorated with the feathers of the eagle, the 7 arrows of Rama were like scorching fire, and they pierced the chest of Virada and fell on the ground. He dropped Sita and rushed towards Rama with his trident uplifted. They rained arrows on him, but he stood firm and laughed at them. Again, he rushed towards them. Rama broke his trident into 2 with his arrows, and it fell to the ground. They tried to fight with their swords, and Virada lifted them off the ground and carrying them ran into the forest. Rama said, Lakshmana, let him have his way. Let him carry us as far into the forest as he wants to. He is taking the path which we were pursuing, and it will save us the trouble of cutting our way into the forest. Virada entered the dense forest. Sita wailed and sobbed as though her heart would break. With her arms lifted to the skies, she said, This dreadful Rakshasa is carrying my very life away from me. O Rakshasa, kill me and eat me, but leave him alone. Do not kill the princess. I am alone here, and instead of tigers and panthers or wolves eating me, you can do so and let them leave. He paid no heed to her words. The brothers decided to kill him. Lakshmana cut off his left arm and Rama his right arm. Virada fell to the ground. They wrestled with him, meowed him, and he was bleeding. He had told them that he could not be killed by weapons, and this was the only way they could hope to get rid of him. It was not possible to kill him. Hurt as he was, still life would not leave his body. Finally, Rama said, Lakshmana, let us dig a pit and bury him after strangling him. That is the only course open to us. The moment he heard the words of Rama, Virada said, Lord of Lords, now I know who you are. I have been defeated by you, and in my ignorance I did not realize who you are. You are Rama, the son of Kausalya, and you are the protector of the entire world. This is Lakshmana, your valiant and noble brother. It was your pure and chaste wife whom I tried to carry away. Forgive me for my ignorance. I will tell you who I am really. I am a Gandharva by name Tumburu, and I had been cursed by my lord Kubera to assume this form. Asked to recall the curse by me, he could not do so. He said, Rama, the son of Dasharatha, will defeat you in a fight. Then you will be able to shed this cursed body and come back to the heavens. May you be blessed, Rama. I have reached the end of my life, which I have been cursed to live through all these years, since ever so long. At a distance of a yojana and half from here is located the ashram of the great Rishi Sharabhanga. He is famed for his tapas, and you must go now to him and take his blessings. As for me, please bury me in the pit and put an end to my misery. I knew that this is the best end for a Rakshasa. If he is buried as you suggested, he becomes heir to the heavens. I have been told so. After strangling him, Rama and Lakshmana buried him in a pit. Virada abandoned the Rakshasa's body and regained the form of a Gandharva. He saluted Rama and Lakshmana with Sita and reached the heavens. Rama took Sita with him and they entered the Dandaka forest, their destination being the ashrama of Sharabhanga. Rama said, very soon we will try to cover the distance and reach the ashrama of sage Sharabhanga. We are not in the least familiar with this forest, and it will be wise if we reach a shelter before nightfall. The anticipation of seeing a rishi, about whom he had heard so much, made Rama forget the fatigue in his body because of the fight with Virada. Sita too was happy, so much so that she did not mind the long distance they had to cover before reaching the ashrama. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane. Om Shri Ramar Panamastu.